Superman, the man of struggle. In the last episode, we have seen our favorite superhero go through so much pain and suffering. And to be honest, for the past 70 years that Superman has existed, everybody thought he was perfect. But what Adult Swim and Max managed to do with this opportunity with Superman is show that, hey, if we're going to show how weak the Superman is, we're going to do it at the beginning of stage, and we're going to make it the most interesting as possible. And that's exactly what they did and capitalized on this episode. You realize that the early Superman wasn't perfect, and he wanted to help people. And there's a lot of people that don't care about the people that want to help people. Vicky Vale was introduced into this episode, and I was excited. She's from Gotham City. She knows Master Wayne. I was excited to see her. But I was once she got on the screen and for the last appearance, I was upset and I was mad at her because she wanted to turn the world's greatest superhero, Superman, into one of the most evilest people, and it shows how evil the world around creating media could be. And it's a perfect time to introduce a topic like this into the world, to the universe, into this character of Superman. And the way that they delivered it, they absolutely perfected it. And it shows how perfect Superman has to be. Now let's talk about the struggles that Superman faced as he's trying to help a bad person that has done a lot of horrible things. He ends up hurting other people at first whenever Superman collides into this 9,000 pound truck. The truck probably doesn't weigh 9,000 pounds, but he collides into this big truck. I thought I, I wasn't worried about Superman. I was worried about the man in the truck. I thought he died, but luckily I don't. We don't know if he died or not, but I'm gonna assume that he's alive. Luckily, he didn't die. But at that moment, I was like, wow, everything that Superman does from here on out has to be absolutely perfect. And this little mistake could make him seem like a monster. A monster. But that monster that hit into a truck saved about so many people's lives. I think he saved more lives than Zack Snyder's Superman did in a span of 2 minutes. That's what that Superman did. And for him to just make one simple mistake, it just proves that he has to be perfect. And this struggle that he's going to face, it's going to make him even better because he doesn't want to be seen as this evil human being. And what Max and Adult Swim is going to do, they're going to say, hey, this is how we make Superman perfect. We're gonna make them go through this hardship and the media hating him, and we're gonna make them love him and realize how perfect it is. I felt like Mark Waid delivered that so perfectly in the last issue of World's Finest, issue number 18, whenever he predicted Batman and showing Superman's identity. The way he identified Superman's identity was such a Batman way, and it was so beautiful. And that's what they're doing with Superman. They're showing how evil Superman is, but as they're showing how evil he is, they're showing about how good he actually could be. Now, with the media trashing Superman and seeing him as this evil person, it shows how important a friendship could be. It shows the importance of people like Jimmy Olsen and Lois Lane in that one scene where Superman takes Jimmy Olsen and Lois Lane in a corner and she's like, "Are you okay?" That means something for somebody like Clark. And it was such a beautiful little scene that meant so much. And they just did it in 3 seconds. It was quick and it was beautiful and it was easy. And the screenwriters that did that and the animators that showed the emotion inside of Lois Lane's voice deserve a lot of praise. And the friendship that these guys have, it'll be better. And to know that Superman isn't facing these struggles alone, it could show that anybody that watching this show, hey, if you have any type of struggle or if you're struggling, you can't face this alone. You're gonna need help. And who do you ask for help? Your friends. You should be surrounded by friends. And for a show like Superman to show this is absolutely phenomenal. Now, at first, I thought that this episode was going to be about Superman struggling with superhero, but it wasn't that at all. It was Superman struggling with the media seeing him as a bad person, and it just makes it bad. And I hope the struggle that Superman faces with this episode, it'll make him want to be one of the best journalists ever, and make him want to seek truth and justice because there are evil people, and unfortunately, people are going to see that the road is evil in this episode in Biggieville, and they'll be able to teach this lesson that sometimes if you want to be at the top, you gotta break some stairs in order to climb up there. And that's what this TV series did. I love this episode. Superman was struggling. I will never forget this episode where it was basically Sinister Six against Superman. There was a lot of references. What was it? The Spider-Man, Superman Menace thing was cool. I wonder where Batman is, but that's basically it. I have to show why Superman is struggling. I hope I got my point across. That's what I try to do. I try to get my point across, but Superman struggling should be super amazing, and for them to capitalize off of this after the early years of Superman is so amazing, and I can't wait to see what they do next. Anyways, that's it. I'm gonna go.
Careful, I got some loved ones that depend on me. Thinking about my pops, cash to close and make it hard to sleep. That's why at 3 a.m. I'm counting money instead of counting sheep. And I ain't stopping till I make it, I got some promises to keep.